Let's talk about this Udoka thing and this Robert Sarver thing, right? So Udoka pretty much messing with team employee. It wasn't the chick that played in the WNBA. It's a lot of things wrong here, but you got to start with, you got to start with the point, with the person. And Udoka, allegedly he was messing, with, somebody's wife in the organization. He was allegedly messing with two different women. One of them was white. There was a VP of finance or whatever, so it's against the rules. Apparently, my boy Latique put it to me like this. Ever since the whole Isaiah Thomas situation happened with that whole thing with old girl, I mean, it's just common sense. I was hearing people, it was a thread. I wish I knew this dude's name, but I see his videos all the time on YouTube. On Instagram. He's in like the dark room, like the purple lights and all that. And he's sitting in the chair and he always giving dudes advice. One of the advice was don't move in with no woman. That's how she starts to get power over you. You know what I'm saying? Started to want to control you and stuff. I just thought that shit was common sense. You know what I'm saying? But, a lot of these dudes talk about, especially in that red pill, blue pill situation, a lot of them dudes over there admit that they were sexuals at one point. The comedian Ryan Davis said he was one at one point. He was just using a woman to stay with him. And you can never give female power. That's why you got females running households, because dudes don't want, man, a lot of these women be single and pregnant. So, you add that shit up. They be single and pregnant, and that lets you know everything you need to know on both sides, really on the dude side. So you let women start running the households, right? And naturally, women is naturally gonna get help from everybody. Remember this teenage girl a few years ago walked up to me at the grocery store, asked me for some money to get on the bus, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's fucking somebody's daughter. Here, take it. It was at one point when my girl was in the car and this girl was begging for a ride. She looked like she was I would just say, like she was a prostitute. My girl was like, yeah, give her a ride. You know what I'm saying? So, females, especially when it comes to other women, it's kind of like for dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like us. Like, we know boys gonna be boys. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is for women. But to me, that's a lot more dangerous with young women because they bring home the babies, which then becomes, your parents' responsibility. My rule of thumb is you can't stay with the babies can. And obviously it's kind of a scaring point. It's a joke, but you know what I'm saying. But it's scary when, so women start running the household, you know what I'm saying? So then they start, being in politics, and a lot of women in politics, how they roll, what their sexuality is. I'm not gonna get into it. Now they start making the laws and pushing the laws through. So bare minimum, females gonna use their tears to get out of a situation. So you can't really mess with a chick in the workplace. It's not good for you. It's good for, they could just say, well, you can go on and say, well, she making me feel uncomfortable. Motherfuckers gonna laugh at you. They gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. They gonna give her a warning. I done did it before. You know what I'm saying? I was getting harassed by this chick at work because I came in higher than her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give the chick a little, chance. Then it got to harass, so I just left, dude. I ain't had time for that shit. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. But if the shoe was on the other foot, it'd be, oh man, you gotta leave, or you gotta be suspended. We're gonna let labor handle this, or whatever. So before I even got to that point, if it was the point where she wanted to get popped off, I don't do that at the job. I learned my lesson many years ago. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. And this lady told me in this class I had a long time ago, she told me she told us all, never mix your honey with your money. And that's coming from a woman. That's coming from a woman. Never mix your money with your honeys. And I learned the hard way, but it wasn't no DEFCON 5,000 for me. And I took it as a lesson learned and kept it moving. Now, if we ain't working together no more, that's a different ball game. You know, so he should know better than that. And then you mess with somebody's wife. So apparently somebody's husband then found out, then went through her phone, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever it may be. He probably in the off season shit then slowed down. He could pay attention. You gotta understand, we be moving at 100 miles a minute. No, ain't no real man got time, just time. You know what I'm saying? And if you do got time, dudes doing shit that make them at peace. And that's either, whatever, that's whatever, chilling, watching the game, going to the bar, cigar bar, having some drinks, going out to eat. Maybe some people, I'm cool with y'all playing video games. I ain't tripping. I don't have a lot of time to play like I used to, but, some people gonna play video game, whatever you do. That's one thing when people be like, man, you gotta be a strong motherfucker to work the midnight position, right? If you can't trust your significant other, and it's a lot to ask today, bro, with social media and all that. If you can't trust your significant other, dog, you definitely, for one, don't need to be together. Y'all just need to be kicking it then. But then again, that could be foul, especially if you like to raw dog it. All this type of shit going on. They said STDs went up like some high percentage. It's like a US high. So, like I said before, bro, it's a dangerous game. It all boils down to who can you trust. And then you can give somebody trust, they can build it, and they can lose it like that. Don't let these niggas fool you. Be like, man, nigga, my girl cheated, it's a wrap, I'm leaving. Then people be like, well, if you gonna cheat, why don't you leave? It ain't that damn easy. Do people understand leaving is a process, bro? It's an emotional, a mental, a spiritual, a physical process, a financial process. All of it. If you got money or don't got money, it's a process. And just like any process, you have to get the ball rolling. It's a process. Don't get fooled like it's a high school thing where you could just, some people don't let you leave. Bust your tires out, slash your windows, whatever it may be. You just don't leave. That's like you put it on somebody. They gonna want it again. You ain't gonna leave. So you gotta think about, people say you just leave, man. It ain't that serious. Come on, man. Easier said than done. So somebody then went through the phone, then found this, that, and the third out. Found out who it was. She got caught. He made his life slow down. He started to pay whatever she was doing. She probably was moving sloppy. Or somebody dropped a dime on her. When women get caught cheating, they use their emotional tears. Then, they say what you wasn't doing. Well, you weren't paying no attention. They always gonna put it on you. How dudes hit the girls with, it's me and not you. Females is you wasn't doing this. Don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for it. No, especially if you was faithful. That's when niggas go into like, that's when people, significant others go into, what's that? What's it called? Passion. What's that crime called? Crime of passion. That's when people go into that. That's real. Imagine being, loyal to somebody, bro. And it's a lot of women that stick through that shit, bro, too. I don't know dudes that brought babies in, outside the marriage and outside the relationship, and they still end up marrying and be with them and figuring out. You got to understand, these women don't want to start over neither. They don't want to start over. Especially when they older. Who else gonna take them? Miguel Cabrera from the Tigers. You know what I'm saying? He had a whole nother family, bro. His wife still stuck by him. And read the story up. All the kids had to get, his new kids had to get the same school in his original kids got. Disney park passes, all that shit. They did the same exact thing. No cap. So he wasn't, and Udoka wasn't married to Nia Long neither. He wasn't. So, and at the end of the day, She older. And people say, well, you know, he cheated on Nia Long, bro. Anybody can get cheated on, dude. Just think about it, man. Do you want to be doing the same person forever? Think about it. Think about it. Think about you wake up. You got to wake up to this person every day, and you got to deal with their flaws. You got to deal with their imperfections. You got to deal with what you like about them, what you love about them, what you hate about them, what you dislike about them. And then you got to see a lot of those qualities and traits in your kids. Think about that for a minute. But at the same point in time, you don't want to grow old alone. And then you're going to need kids to take care of you. Then you're going to want grandkids. So you got to find a thin line between, but it's not really a thin, exploring and then finding the one. That's the thing. You got to find that. Because nobody want to grow old and lonely in a senior citizen home, even if it's top notch with the best rice pudding, the best food in the world, and don't nobody come visit your ass. Nobody want to grow old like that. So, like I said about him, bro, it's, you got to be disciplined. And the ultimate discipline for a dude is with his penis. If you can master being disciplined with your penis, you can do anything. But most women, they not going to admit it. Most women know dudes gonna cheat. And the way women are built today, and they built with more pride than sugar and spice, they gonna get their lick back. Even if you ain't cheating, they think you cheating, they gonna get their lick back. You see them memes on social media where the girl using the bathroom, a guy in there. Bro, if I gotta do all that, bro, I'd rather grow old and die by myself. That's a full-time job. You know what I'm saying? It's a full-time job. Paying attention, seeing what they doing, bro. You better off just dating down, honestly. Real talk. But then again, that still cause problems. Up or down, even killed, don't matter. How ugly she is, how fat she is, how thin she is, how perfect she is, how shaped you up to perfect, it's still gonna be problems. It's still gonna be problems. I done seen, people, homies deal with chicks that's about to get married the next day and they come over for one last time. You think it's one last time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He that old, he ain't disciplined. He ain't even got the common sense to go outside the organization and pop something off. That should let you know everything you need to know. He got to be more disciplined. And it is. I mean, it's some stuff you like, man, I can't pass up. But you got to be disciplined, bro. Especially when you choose to be and commit to somebody. But, yeah, he wrong as hell. He wrong. You got to understand, too, as soon as she say something, it's a black on the organization. It's a lawsuit on the organization. It's a lawsuit against the NBA, and you losing sponsorships. Come on. And a TV deal coming up in 2024, and they about to cash in. Can't have that. You got to send a message. And the first thing her significant, if it's two of them, first thing they significant others did was tell the organization. And now they got to work it out and figure it out. But there's a lot of people, I heard, God told me a long time ago, I tell y'all this all the time. Don't get married if you ain't got kids. You ain't going to have kids if you don't got kids. Kids keep a marriage together. You see a lot of, especially you want to talk about white people having more of a tradition of being married and staying married. You see a lot of white people being single too. But two, you see a lot of white couples, they into sharing and all that type of stuff. But also, when them kids get out of college and they get set or they go to college, it's over with. They going their separate ways too. So the times is built different, bro. You got options. And technology lets you know everything. It lets you know everything. And you want to know, now, like, look here. I'm going to say 85 times out of 100, and probably even higher, men and women deal with it, bro. They deal with it. They eat that shit. And women go more out their way trying to expose a dude for nothing. Because a lot of times, if they financially can walk away, you know what I'm saying? Or they can't financially walk away, they stay. And they always going to let you remember that shit. Don't forget it. So you're going to keep bringing it up. You're going to let me do it again. I'm going to do it again. And for women, a lot of dudes today, about 60% of them, 65, 70-ish, they coming back too. Percentage might not be as high, but they coming back too. Cheaper to keep her. It's crazy. But you got options, bro. And that's the difference. But yeah, he wrong. He gotta go sit down, to be honest. Real quick on Robert Sarver and stuff. When the sponsorships threatened to pull out, that's when they pulled the plug on Robert Sarver, where he decided to sell the Suns and the Mercury. So he ain't let it get to the point where they vote him out. They told him, you need to roll. We can't be using sponsorships. And it been talks about him losing this team for a while, bro. For a long time. It's been talks about him needing to sell, trying to sneak to Las Vegas and all that shit and all that. And then using the N-word. We been knew about that. I keep telling y'all, bro, they don't care about racists, bro. They don't. Think about this. And I love Brett Favre as a player. They are saying Brett Favre, they keeping that shit on the low and blowing this Udoka shit up like he stole $5 million from welfare. Chew on that for a minute. This story bigger than Robert Sarver. We knew Robert Sarver been saying the N-word. And nobody threatened that shit threatened him that he should leave the team. He should sell the team. Nobody said, Robert should get rid of the team. He needs to. Nah, when it came to the sexual shit, harassment and all that, then they said he had to sell it. I'm telling you, man, black people are at the totem pole. Black men are at the totem pole, at the bottom of the totem pole. Black women are above us. Female women are above us. They are above us, bro. And we just talked about, I just told you my experience was that. That's why a lot of dudes just say, fuck it, I'm going to eat it. Dudes get sexual harassed too. I remember this chick I used to work with a while ago, grab my ass. I seen her right in this Walmart sitting in the parking lot with. Got a whole husband and shit at home trying to get popped off. I'm like, nah, I don't do the work shit. And even after work, I'm dealing with that. Why would I? Go home to your husband, bro. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here with that shit. So, I just let you know kind of where we sit that stuff at. It wasn't the racial thing that got them put out. It wasn't the players that got them put out. When the sponsors, it wasn't even the feminists per se. It was a huge part of it. When sponsors when the sponsors like PayPal threatened to pull out, then they had an issue. So, you know what the game is, bro. No matter, how much of a player league it is. Y'all talk about what's my man's from the Clippers, Donald Sterling. Floyd Mayweather still defending him. You talk about Jerry Richardson with the whole sexual thing down there in Carolina Panthers. No matter you talking about NBA, NFL, but we both got one minority owner. Michael Jordan and Shaq Khan of the Jaguars. And, Jordan of the Charlotte Hornets. It's no difference. And that's why you hear, I forget the name of this shit they call it. My man's talking about on the Corey Holcomb show. I'm going to look it up. I'll keep talking about it. Where, you black people mess with so many white women, they call it something, to start eliminating them. I mean, that's pretty much what it's going to have to boil down to for a lot of people. It's going to have to be a lot of mixing going on for that to change in that organization. For that to change. I'm telling you, it's going to have to be a lot of mixing going on and swirling going on for that to change. And they tell men, my granddaddy told me that before he passed, go get you a woman that got some money. You still, if you know how to play it right, you still can have the power while she making the money. They be the successful women, and the women that come from money, they be the most insecure ones. No cap. But that's all I had to say real quick. I ain't gonna get too deep into all this or that. But thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notification, increase your chance to get notification. We go live and drop a video. And then if you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, the whole nine. Appreciate the love, support. Hit my link tree. Peace.